Hello, yet another StarCraft audio commentary here from Noah, going by Moltrap. This game, as you can see, is going to be on Python, by the way, so this is at the middle of the screen. I'll mention it right now. This is a game between Canata, a member of pt1, and yellow Arnc. A really important distinction right here. There's yellow, the yellow, okay, the very famous yellow, and then there's also this guy who's yellow and then bracket Arnc bracket. So I'm gonna just call him yellow just for the sake of not saying it. Yellow Arnc does this, yellow Arnc does that. But this is not like the yellow. There's a couple of people with the name yellow. Anyways, yellow. Neither of these players are like terribly accomplished or anything like that. I don't know a whole lot about both of them, I have to say. I do know that they're both very decent players. I've seen them in a lot of games, especially yellow I've been watching a lot of recently. He is very impressive, I have to say. In his style, I've seen him, he's capable of a lot. You know, I've noticed there's a lot of players around that are capable of some great things when they're on, and that's kind of what makes the difference between the really great players like you know, your saviors and your Visus and what have you. They're on all the time, and then there are a lot of players though that that are on kind of this just sub level, that are really capable sometimes, and you know, if they're really on, they're capable of going up against those top tier players, and both of these players are kind of like that. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. I'd say they're pretty fairly matched. Yellow is pretty damn good against Terran, and Canata is pretty damn good against Zerg. So like I said, it's going to be kind of an interesting match. They're just doing standard builds so far, it looks like, by the way, going back to the actual game there. Looks like yellow has got his expansion, he's got a spawning pool, he's going to probably put down an extractor in a second so he can get his lair up pretty soon. Although yellow does tend to, sometimes, you know, he'll do something more interesting. And that's one of the good things about him, is he's not just do the same thing every single time. And Zerg can get almost boring against Terrans, because every single time they'll send out some lings, they'll go straight to Mutalisks, they'll do kind of a half-assed Mutalisk harass, and then we can actually proceed into the real game. But yellow will sometimes, he'll mix it up, he'll get all lings or what have you instead. He's getting that extractor though. He's gonna need the gas at least for getting speed links, and that may be what he was doing. We can see he's looked like he had a third hatchery going down in his base. So he's playing kind of collected. He's not trying to branch out and get a tertiary base somewhere or anything like that. In any case, yeah, neither of these players have accomplished a whole lot in the sense of, okay, we have Canata is getting an expansion here. This is an interesting thing. A lot of times, Terran players don't feel confident enough to get that expansion because they're, you know, expecting enemy forces to come in pretty quickly. But he did have a pretty decent scout there of yellow's base, so that's probably why he's gone for this expansion. He saw that yellow didn't have a lot of things going on. He wasn't building up zerglings in his base or anything like that. If he'd had a lot of zerglings in his base, Canata might have wanted to get another barracks instead, go for marines, trying to fend something off. Okay, so he is getting his lair there. Canata's SCV is still alive. Interestingly enough, going around there, so he's going to be able to see when that lair probably comes in. And okay, so it's kind of gone back to standard. It turned out yellow didn't actually go for any kind of ling rush or anything like that. You know, both players try and pressure each other. Usually the Terran sends out, yeah, terran, as we can see, he's sending out some marines. So Canata is probably just going to try and, this isn't like a major attack, I don't think. He's probably just going to try and pressure yellow into putting down some sunkens, using those resources on defense to start off with. So that'll delay him in getting those mutalisks up and what have you. So he does have his lair up. It's interesting because usually the Terrans, they don't end up going out to venture out into... Oh, Canata leaks a link past there. Will Marine pop out of those barracks and take it out? Let's see. It gets past, so he's going to scout out this base, Canata's base. There's not a whole lot that one link can do as far as damage-wise, but it is very important to scout your enemy in these games, and he's been able to see exactly what he has. So he knows at least that at the moment, Canata doesn't have an engineering bay or a lot of marines, and he's already building a spire there. And that, I mean, that's a result of the fact that he's invested those resources in that second command center. So now he's going to start bringing in resources there. Canata finally has some medics out there, and he is building his engineering bay. So you know, a lot of Terran versus Zerg builds, you see they'll cut it really close. They'll build their engineering bay at just the last moment so they can get a few turrets up before the mutalisks hit their base. And so Canata, as I said before, was just kind of moving out. He did pressure yellow into putting up some sunkens. He may be going out for an attack. No, that's... See, he did a scan. Okay, we'll have to see if he does. He did a scan to see what yellow had. If he didn't have those sunkens, we would probably be seeing an attack right now. He is going to go out and venture an attack. This may just be more pressuring. We'll have to see. But if he has stims, and if yellow doesn't have any Zerglings around, those Marines and Firebats can probably take out those sunkens. But it looks like by the time he got up there, yellow would have mutalisks anyways. I think he was probably just going out there to try and harass those Zerglings and what have you. Because Canata, yellow is going to have mutalisks out any second now. And oh, he does have the mutalisks. They're already going down there. Canata only has one turret going up in his base. He's got a significant number of medic marines, but I only saw one turret by each of his bases. Okay, he does have one turret there. Very well placed, by the way. It's very important to have that turret on the side. And yellow's going in to harass. Almost takes out that one turret in his main. But the Marines got there just in time. Mutalisks cannot stand up to medic marine fire for very long, especially with the stim pack. So yellow saves his Mutalisks and gets out. That one, now there's two turrets on that little ridge there. That's very important because that makes it so that, because a lot of times the Marines are trying to get up the ramp, back down the ramp, and up the ramp, back down the ramp. It's too difficult for the Marines to be in two places at once, and Mutalisks can just camp that transitionary area there. But Canata being very smart there, putting a couple turrets there. I have to hand it to Canata. He seems to have been able to hold off his Mutalisk harass with relatively few turrets, and you know, I thought he wasn't going to have enough of them, but he put up a few more, obviously. Yellow's going to go in and take out a few SCVs. Really difficult for the Marines to get actually down in that corner there, but okay. So in the meantime, Canata has been teching up as well. As I was saying, so he managed to hold it off with just a few turrets, and that was pretty good of him. He's saved those resources. He didn't put down a shit ton of turrets, and just enough to kind of keep things at bay. And yellow, it looks like, wasn't really investing a lot into those Mutalisks anyways. He didn't make a lot of them. He didn't reinforce them after the initial burst of Mutalisks. So it looks like he was just kind of using that again as a harass. That's generally what kind of Zergs have to do, is use the Mutalisks as a harassment to buy themselves time to get the lurkers up, to try and get your hive up, to get the upper technology up, and that's exactly what he's doing. So we can see yellow taking another base here. Looks like Canata is going to be taking another base probably, or maybe he was just scouting to see if yellow had taken that base. Both players kind of building up in the moment. I guess, oh, okay, it looks like probably Canata was worried that